Nikki, I'm a business owner, and over the past however many years, I've built my business up to the point where I think it's ready to be sold and I want to get some money out of it. How long from me making this decision to me getting my money in my bank account should this take?
So there's various factors to look at. One is what sector you're in, because there are often quite common structures for exiting your business in different sectors, but I'm going to be quite general for now. So I was looking just a couple of days ago with a business owner that's looking to exit, and they thought, oh, they didn't really have to do anything. They don't really want to exit for another 3 years. However, when I went through them with, when I went through with them the schedule of what it would take for them to be able to walk out of that office door and not come back again, for that particular person, we worked it out as being 3 years. So working backwards, say that you decide that actually 2025, this is dating the video, but say in 2025, you're wanting to exit that business. You want to go and do a beautiful time, have a beautiful time in the summer of 2025, not be worked, you're fully retired or ready onto your next project. So if you want to be out the door fully at that point, if you work backwards, generally the buyer of your business will want you to stay in the business for at least 1 or 2 years, especially if you've got an earnout from your exit. So an earnout essentially means that you don't get all your money on day one, you sell your business, but you get some money perhaps on the sale date, and then get some money every year for a certain amount of years. Now, typically, you want to try and stay in the business to make sure it's an effective handover and to maximize your earnout. So if you do that, I recommend assuming that you're going to want to be there for 2 years. Sometimes, especially with bigger businesses, I've seen some people where they've sold to one of the, household IT type names, they might be tied in for a much longer period. But typically for an SME that's selling to a mid-sized business, let's assume you don't want to be there longer than 2 years, because it's very different going from running the business to being an employee within it. So if we work then 2 years back from that point, so that means still that the actual sale would be 2 years 2 years back from when you're exiting. Then, so the actual sales process, I would assume if you get a good broker that understands how the SME market works and are really good at marketing, assume around a year for the actual sale process. So within that, you first of all, you sign up with, you choose your broker, you then spend a few weeks gathering the right information that they want to be able to present the business to market. They will then spend 2 to 3 months marketing the business to get, you can do it quicker, but you want to try and make sure that they've marketed it to as many potential buyers as possible so that you get a really good group of potential buyers. So that's another 2 to 3 months. So now we're already up to 4 months. Then you've got perhaps 2 to 3 months of negotiating between those potential buyers. So hopefully you've then got a short list, you go and have some meetings, with all the will in the world. Different people will have holidays here and there, they ask for extra information. So say it takes about 2 months to get to the final point where you say, right, I want offers on the table. So there you're already 5-6 months along. Then you've got the offers on the table. You need to have a little bit of time to choose which offer. Then you go into exclusivity. We typically recommend, the succession planning team typically recommend 1 month of exclusivity. That gives the chance for the buyer to negotiate with the seller heads of terms, and before the end of the exclusivity period, you want to have the heads of terms in place. If they're taking longer than that, you want to go back to the market, unless there's something really, you just some little minor point that you're just trying to finish, but you want to get them to the point onto the table. Then after the heads of terms, typically 2 to 3 months on the legals and the due diligence. Sometimes it can be made faster, but it does need both parties to be really dedicated to that end date. So you can tell from that process, you are talking generally around a year, especially if you have to perhaps go through that exclusivity process more than once. So if that potential buyer, something doesn't go right, either you just go, actually, I'm not so happy on that buyer, he's trying to be a bit of a shark, or just there's not the right culture fit or something. So you want to give yourself time. So hopefully a year should be fine. I have seen sales go much quicker, perhaps even 3 to 4 months, but to guarantee to get you the best deal, best chance, it's best to assume a year for the deal, 2 years for the exit. So you're working backwards 3 years.